Back in 2004, I wrote a book called The 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. And it sold over 1 million copies since then and been printed in 7 languages. And in chapter 50, I talk about, the title of the chapter is Champions Handle Fear Like a Snake Charmer. And I'll let you read the book if you're so inclined and you're interested enough. But in order to handle fear like a snake charmer, to be mentally tough when it comes to fear, mental toughness is all about emotional control. You have to have, in my philosophy anyway, sort of a philosophy on life in order to handle fear. So you sort of reverse engineer the emotion of fear. And here's the one I recommend the most, although it probably, or maybe, will shock you. Here it is. The logic of it is really simple. What have you got to fear if you're already close to being dead? Okay, now you're probably thinking, I thought this guy was a motivational speaker. I am not a motivational speaker. I've never been a motivational speaker. You want a motivational speaker? Visit Tony Robbins' website. He's great. He's a great motivational speaker. There's lots of good ones. I am not one of them. Okay, I talk about mental toughness and critical thinking when it comes to high performance. And so that requires a certain philosophy. And what I mean by you're already dead, or you're almost already dead, is in the big scheme of time, a span of a lifetime is extremely short. Now, the older you are right now, the more you understand what I'm saying. When you're 20 years old, it seems like you're going to live forever. You know, when you're 60, it's a little bit different. You know, when you're 70, it's a little bit different. And it changes, of course, as you age. You realize how fast time goes. 10 years goes by fast, 30 years goes by fast. You can remember things that happened 50 years ago like it happened yesterday. And so time goes very quickly. So effectively, looking at things through a macro lens, the span of a lifetime is very short. You're almost dead. Even if you're 20 years old, you're relatively speaking, you're almost dead. Why be afraid if the end is already guaranteed? Okay, you're not going to get out alive, neither am I. That's just the way it works, good or bad. If that's already the case, and we know that it is through a serious amount of data and proof, why would we effectively be scared of anything? Now, that doesn't mean we're afraid to suffer and feel pain and those kinds of things, because I think all of us are pretty much afraid of that. But if you have this philosophy, if you embrace this philosophy that you've got so little time and time is running out, the sand in the glass, the hourglass, as my old friend and mentor Bob Proctor used to carry around an hourglass back when we toured. We were speaking on tour together back in 25 years ago. He would carry this giant hourglass through the airport. This is before 9/11. You couldn't do it after that. It was a big hourglass. And he put it on stage, big stages. We worked for 10, 20,000 people, in front of 10, 20,000 people. And he would put the hourglass, it was so big because there were big audiences. And he would say, the sand in the glass represents the time of your life. And the sand is running out. It's not a gloomy message, as people might think. It's a message of hope. It's hope that you still have time. Take advantage while you do. Take a chance while you still have the choice, because at one point, your choices are gone. And you don't know when that'll happen, and neither do I, nor does anyone else. And the truth of it is, and this is why I tend to push back on people that say, well, you know, we're going to live in the afterlife forever. Well, there's absolutely zero proof of that. Now, you may say, well, my faith helps me believe in that. But that's fine. But if you're going based on mental toughness and critical thinking, you don't go with faith, you go with data. You can think faith. That's fine to believe in whatever you want to believe in. But odds are that the data and the proof are more accurate than an emotional belief, right? A superstition in some cases. Okay, I'm not putting down belief. That's fine if that's what you believe. I'm saying the data shows that you got one life to live, and the odds of even being born into this life, as you know as well as I do, are unbelievably slim. Well, we made it somehow. We didn't die at childbirth. We still came through, and luckily, most of it was based on luck. And so here we are, we have this life. Why be afraid of anything if we know the sand in the hourglass is running out and we don't know when that'll actually happen? Why really be afraid? Okay, does that mean you're not going to be afraid of anything? Again, suffering, pain, things like that. I mean, we're all afraid of those things because we felt some of those things and they don't feel very good. They're painful, right? So It doesn't mean that that you're going to erase or eliminate fear completely. That's ridiculous. That's just not a human thing. Okay, if you had no fear of anything, I would worry. That would be something that you'd be dangerous to yourself and society, most likely. Okay, what I'm saying is reducing the number of fears you have in your life. That can greatly enhance the quality of your life. And it can get you to do things and take chances and take some calculated risks that you may not take any other way, while you still have time in the hourglass, while you still have time to do it. Things that you want to do that you think, well, maybe I'll fail, or maybe I'll try a business, or maybe I'll fail at it. So what? Fail at it. Big deal. People have failed before. Okay. If you're really interested in this, this is my big pitch for the book. Buy the book. Okay. Ben needs to eat. This is Ben Franklin, my buddy, and he needs to eat. He's already weighs about 400 pounds, but I think he needs more food. So I need to sell books. Get this book. And read it, and I think you'll learn more about fear and more about mental toughness if you haven't already. And there are other books out there, and there are other resources out there that talk about these things. And all it does, again, it doesn't mean if you're afraid of something that you're not mentally tough. That's ridiculous. We're emotional creatures. We experience fear, and we should. Sometimes it saves us. Sometimes it helps us. No question about that. Okay, it motivates us sometimes. Sometimes it drives us. I'm saying overall in your life, if your philosophy, like, I'm already dead at some level, relatively speaking, because of time goes so fast. If you can work off a philosophy like that, it reduces the number of fears you experience in your life. And I've worked with organizations all over the world for my entire career, for the last 30 plus years, on this, and I've seen the quality of people's lives improve. They take chances they wouldn't have taken. They enjoy things they wouldn't have enjoyed without this philosophy. So give it a shot if you resonate with this. And remember, you got one life here, just one. Why live it in fear? Go for it. Do what you want to do. Hey, if something is crazy, don't do it. I mean, if you're going to get hurt or someone's going to get hurt, you don't just do anything and be fearless. What I'm saying is weigh it out, think about it, and say, you know what? I don't know when the sand in the glass is going to end. I'm going to take a chance. If I fail at it, so what? What's the difference? Who cares? I'm already dead. What's the difference? What's the worst thing that can happen? I'm going to die eventually? Yeah, that's going to happen anyway. So why not take a chance while you still have the choice?